Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I am going over my huge stack of planners for the mid-year. Can you believe that it is July already? We are finished with 6 months in 2025 and we're moving on to the final 6. So I wanted to show all of the planners and notebooks that I am going to be using in the next 6 months. Some things have changed, some things have stayed the same, and I want to show you all the details. Let's start off with my notebooks. So these notebooks kind of are very similar. So this one is a clementine paper ink. I believe I got this from like TJ Maxx or Home Goods or something like that. This one is all about the craft books that I am reading and I take notes on them. So this is a book notes, and then this one is an Erin Condren take note. This is the perpetual notebook, and this one is all about notes from courses or YouTube videos, conferences, anything like that that I want to keep will go in this one. So those are like my notebooks, but I mean, I'm still using them. They're still relevant. So now let's kind of move on into others, which would be like more on the journaling side. So this right here is a Pink Diamond Planner Co. A5 dot journal, and this is just a straight journal. So either I write in the morning or the evening, and it has just all my like personal thoughts. And I have started doing morning pages, so just kind of brain dumping anything that's on my mind when I wake up. Then I move into like prayer and gratitude and adding in a little bit of the scripting, so that how I envision my life. So going into be like, oh, I am a best-selling author. So things like that is how I'm using it right now. This is almost full, and so I am replacing it in an A5. This is a Midori dot grid as well. So it's roughly like half a year's worth if you're thinking of like Astrology or a common planner or something like that. So this is going to be my replacement. I have several, I would say, pages, I don't know, about like 10 left in this one, and then I'll be moving on to that. Then continuing on the journaling is my new reading journal. So I use Goodreads, and I also use an app called Bookly for like tracking all the books that I'm reading. But I am an author, and we could learn from other people's stories. And this, I just bought it on Amazon. It was like $7, and it has really good prompts, and it also provides ratings for readability, which I think is important because how easy is the story to like be read. It also has character. So I'm going to think of it as like the character arc. Then you have the setting. So like the world building, how is that? The writing, so overall description, all those nitty gritty details, and then plot. And I think this is really cool. So I have not started it. Right now I'm actually reading 2. One is a novella, and then the other they're both audiobooks. So those 2 will be my first ones. So I'm almost done with both of them, so that'll be exciting to add. Next is something that I'm adding, but I've done it in the past, is I love my B6 planners. I love the size. I love that I have them in a Discbound, and I want something that I could take on the go, a carry, everyday carry, and I'm thinking that I need to add back more of like that style with a daily planner, because there are times when I am out at work And I was like, oh, I need to do this, chore. Let me write down a few things that I need to get, whatever it may be. And I use the app Marvin. Previously, I think it was called Amazing Marvin, but now it's just, I think, Marvin. And I love it. It's like my task planner. But with that is sometimes it's easier to write on paper before you move things digitally. So I'm bringing back a daily carry, everyday carry, and it's going to be in my B6. And I need to set it up. This was my old plotting pages that when I was using a B6 for plotting. But now I'm moving up a size for my plotting notebook. So if you want to see a setup of this or a flip through, let me know. I haven't quite decided what I want in it. But what I'm also doing is doing a kind of a hybrid style. So I have traveler's notebooks, and so they have the strings. And so what I'm going to be taking with me is my writing journal. And this writing journal is all about more the process, things I'm thinking about while I am writing. Right now, this is an idea. This is the Kokio A5 Slim, and I used it previously for some story work. And I was like, you know what? I need a B6. So then when I'm using a traveler's notebook version where I could also put in my Discbound, is I could have that insert. And so what I will be doing is cutting this into a B6. I guess it would maybe be, I guess it would be just B6 because it's already on the slim size. And this is a traveler's notebook insert. And so I'm going to be cutting it down and putting this is my current work in progress journal. So I'm excited to be trying out this. I've done it in the past. So we'll see how that goes, which then leads me into my new 7x9 9-disc ring notebook, my plotting notebook. So this is going to be what I'm working on. It will have all of my character information, plot, structure, any of that. Also includes a little bit of my schedule, making sure I'm hitting my publishing dates, newsletter information, because I'm trying to be better about that. So all of that is going to be in this one, which also will include reference information, which is all in this A5 wide. It is a Aura Estelle Cloud Planner 6 rings. I just can't get into the 6 rings. So all of this good information is going to be shelved, and I'm going to take out these rings, and then I could use this as my folio cover for my plotting notebook, because this is a 7x9 and that is essentially an A5 wide. A5 wide is 7x8.6. Similar enough. We're just rounding up. So I think it will be awesome because I love that planner cover and I just can't use the A6. And there's sometimes when I'm like, if I'm out on the go and I'm wanting to write at the library or whatnot, I will take this, but I also need to take all of the reference information. And so now I'm going to be adding a reference section to this plotting notebook. Okay, we're almost done. It's a lot. And the last one is my catch-all planner. So this is, now I'm back to a classic size, so a 7x9 and a quarter. And it is already chunky. And what I actually did was I will have a in-depth walkthrough of all of the, I guess, the disc planners, if you're curious, is I got different tabs, but this is going to be just an overview of personal goals. Not going to put any of my author professional, anything like that in this. So I'll have those personal goals. It will have my home, chores, tracker, all that information, and any other type of logs, budget. So this is how I'll do it, is I'll start all on paper because I like to think on paper, and then from this information, like my schedule, all that will be transferred to Marvin, which I have the app, it's on my phone, and it'll just make it a lot easier. So then I can actually tick off all of those tasks that I'm doing, but I'm going to brain dump them on paper in that planner. So there we have it. Long story short, I have my mid-year planner lineup. Now it's time to go into the different in-depth details of each of these. This is the classic happy planner, and so I'm going to do a walkthrough of this one. Since this is my main one, figured this one makes sense. So I have a kind of monthly, weekly, daily routine, what I'm supposed to do. Then I have tabs. So I'll start off with the side tabs, and I have washi that says inbox, remember, projects, work, and then I wrote chores, meal plan. Then tab says health, budget, gratitude, lists, family, and ideas. And on the top, I have month, week, and today. So got from Fancy Plans, getting things done, just kind of goes over the walkthrough, the inbox, next actions. I don't really use them, but it's always good to have those. And then I have a Franken planner kind of notes. Then I have my planner. I have a full focus productivity vision. Then I have my year at a glance. Then we're moving on to the projects, which is going to be focused. So I'm doing seasonal quarters, or I guess seasons. And so we're doing June through August, and I'm focusing on fitness and strength. So that's kind of my only one personal goal that I have. So I have this kind of sheet here. The formatting's wonky, but I think it's a great start if I need to actually do sheets. I can always do that later. This is Fancy Plans goal sheet. So I kind of just did that same thing since I had these. And then we move on to the week. And with the week, so this is week pre-planning. So anything that is happening for November, December, I wanted to have those ahead. Then I move on to month. So getting ready for July. I got my title page. Then I have kind of my bucket list, kind of fun things to try to do. Personal tasks, work tasks is like a brain dump. And then the matrix to actually figure out from these tasks what I am actually able to do. And then I got my monthly action items, weekly, and daily. And then I have these, which I just knew. And they're from Monthly Joy on Etsy, is that they are monthly check-in. And since this planner is mainly going to be more in a check-in than an actual to-do planner, I thought these would be great to add. And for my week, I have a weekly check-in, and then I have my week laid out. And I'm still trying to work some, I still want to keep the paper week, but I'm not 100% sure how I want to incorporate it and not be redundant, because I'm all about efficiency right now. Got the weekly check-ins, all the extras. Then we have the today, and so this is the daily check-in, since I wasn't using a daily planner, so I was like, oh, let me get the check-in.
but I think, going to bring back a daily planner, just so I have it on the go, if I need to make notes or whatnot. So we'll see. I need to set that up how I want it, but I have these in here. And okay, I came across this blog, and I had this sheet, and I was like, a really cool layout where it's like different quarters and like how many tasks are related to like create, happy, home, health, sleep, based on time. I just have it in here for reference. I just thought it was cool. Got some to-do sheets. And then we're moving into the chores. So this is, I got the home zone from Fancy Plans. I got my whole house all broken down. I do need to still fill out my cleaning schedule, but I at least have now my themes for the week. Then I got some other just weekly sheets. Then we got the meal planner from Fancy Plans. So I got some ideas, got the meal, list, trying to do the color coding. I'm hoping that starting in July that I could get back into it and be more thorough on that. So it has like pantry inventory, so I need to do all that stuff as well. I did like this, what I was doing. I made them cute and creative. But it takes time to design them, to switch them out for each thing. I guess you only have to do it once and you just get stuck with the same design. But I really liked it, but we will see. Then under the health, I didn't fill this out for May or June, but I have that. I have some of the sheets, my little fitness thing. Not much in this section, but I'm hoping to add more as it comes. Then we have budget. Nothing quite really is happening in here, right? Like nothing new. Gratitude. I got the day designer, how to bring joy and love into every day. Then this is an old happy planner, like expansion, which I put it in here. We'll see if I use it. I don't know. I might not. Then I got my list. So I have my weekly routine, some routine cards, life admin, and then family. I got some flight information, and then ideas. I just got some blank sheets and some paper of how I wanted like my planner set up and stuff like that. So this is my home catch-all reference planner. Stays at home. It's bulky. But I like it. So that's that one. Now this is my novel planner, like not 100% fully set up, but these are going to be what I have. So I got my plotting and my like author business information. And then this is like my on the go story journal. When I'm breaking down chapters or scenes, I want to just get it out on paper, anything like that. I cut it down, so it was an A5 slim, and now it is a B6. And I'll show you what I did. So there was writing, right? And so I started doing my washi dashboard, and I think it's really cute, so I really like it. I added an index, right? And you could see that there was writing underneath it, but it works. And then I got my process Kanban. So I saw this on Momo Keen's writing capsule video, and so what it was that like you take your like a flag and then you just move it, and since I kind of work on multiple projects at a time, I figured I could do that. I think that'd be kind of cool, right? And then these are kind of like checklists for like what I need to do for brainstorming, first draft, draft analysis, draft 2, draft analysis, revisions, copy edits, and proofread. And then I got the HB writing tracker for the different phases. Then I got my brainstorm checklists. These are all just like rough things, right? I could always add, remove, however it may be, but I needed to put stuff so I didn't have all the writing. So this is, right, I'm working on a bear shifter for my romance pen name. And so this is Clayton, Alaska. So it's, I did this little mood board. I got some plot checklists. And then I got some more story, and I put like little things like bear shifter, strong bond. They're there for each other. Clayton, Alaska, small town, strong community. All the men are looking for love, fated mates, logging, and sawmill. The guys all work there. So then this is kind of like my character board for the upcoming story. Then I got some, my two characters, so Dylan and Sophia. My shifter family tree. So I know it's not going to be like actually family tree, but I figured I could put the names of all the guys. Sometimes I figure I'm like, what are the names again? So I have that on hand. A draft checklist, and then I had no idea what else to put, so I just put a blank notes page, and then it has all my blank section until here, and there's 4 pages that were for my sticker shop mystery, so this was like book 3, I think. So I have these just like, oops, I just touched the ink with wet hands, marked off, so, and then I could just continue. And, this is going to be a novella, so I think this size is actually going to work. I was going to buy a B6 Stalogy a half year because I didn't want it to be too bulky, because, if I put this in the strings for the traveler's notebooks, I didn't want it to be too bulky, but they do come, Kokio does have B6 slim size, so it would be a little skinnier, so that is always an option as well. And I just put I think this is Simply Gilded bow, so I know where the start for when I'm doing chapter, like journaling and scene journaling on here. So then moving on to the last bit is my new plotting notebook, and it's still working on it, but I created this really cute on Canva cover. So it's Clayton's clan, and then the back, I punched it on the wrong side, but that's okay. I just repunched it. It's fine. And I have a John Steinbeck quote. So it's the one about kind of like the plot bunnies, Ideas are like rabbits. You get a couple and learn how to handle them, and pretty soon you will have a dozen. Okay. So this starts off, I'm doing seasons for my quarters. So this is June, July, and August. This is the HB 90. So I started doing, everything, all the pre-stuff. And I had to, move all that, redate it, which is fine. So I have that. So let's actually go back to my tabs. So I just have them on Post-its. I do need to make actual tabs, but right now, since I'm not 100% sure of how many tabs I actually need, so we're just doing this. So I have goals, schedule, then I have a today one, and then I have a promo, a work in progress, and a morgue. And you might be wondering what morgue is. So in the Momo Keen's video, she talked about what a morgue is. It's essentially a place where you put things that don't actually have a dedicated spot. They kind of just, it's a culmination of notes, references, anything like that could go in that section. So that's kind of how I'm doing it. So I got the goal stuff. So that is here. Then my schedule. So I got some when I need to do stuff for the editor and all that. So it's kind of like pre-planning, looking ahead. Then I have this NaNoWriMo from 2024, little printable that I found. And I really like the layout because there's little boxes for the different words and you can fill them in. So I liked it, so I printed it off and went from there. Then I have my 2 series that I'm working on, like schedule, right? So I have that, and then I also have these are Heart Breathing's project schedules as well. And then it gets into the writing plans, right? I'm doing a new book or a new novella for this for July. Sorry. So I have the sheet because I'm actually really curious. I really want to do full-on tracking for one of my projects. I've always done it partly, and I've never actually known how long it takes me to plot, how long it takes me to do rough draft, edits, revisions, all of that. And so I hope to actually have that, which is kind of a downside because I have done a little bit of plot work, which I'll show you when I get to it, but I think it'll be okay. So I have that. Then the tracker for the different phases, right? So similar to what I have in that other book, and then the like total per writing phase. Then I got some monthly calendars. So I want to look at things holistically. So I have those. Did I print off 3? Yeah. Then under the today, so this is like what I'd be checking in every day is I kind of did a task block tracker. I have my growth tracker, work in progress, what I'm working on, and then notes. So I have several of those. Then under promo, I got some checklists, so some random stuff, and also like these are all completed now, but other book release stuff, social media, so anything that's promotional relating, right? So under marketing, advertising, all of that jazz is under this category. Then moves on to the work in progress. And so I kind of want to make this into a transformer planner. So then I could, have a new cover here, which would be like the book cover. However, I do not have book covers for these series. So that is something I guess I could do, is move this to right here. I think that would actually be really cute, and put a seasonal cover on the front. So that is an option. Might be what I'm doing. And then I just need to get another lamination sheet. So we have our work in progress, and we got some like genre information here, and then a rough, like, I did all this stuff when I started the series, so giving a rundown of a quick snippet of what I thought about for the book. And so we're on number 3. So yeah, this actually from Reddit, what I have here, I've already kind of changed it a little bit because this was going to be shoes coming back from for a family reunion, but that is not actually happening. But the names of the people are still the same, so things have changed, and so I think it works. So I have those for the 6 books. Then I got a list of some characters for, I think, from the first book. And then this was Bailey and Luke's character snippets when I was doing the B6 size. So that's that. Same with like the sequences, some notes. Then we got some word count trackers. So I'll be tracking in here. And then it moves on to, I don't think I actually have I feel like I need to have a tab for brainstorm. Brainstorm, anything like that, like scenes, overall what the premise is, things like that. Then I have the characters. So I have my character sheets. I've already kind of dived into them, and I think I'd have updated, yeah, because now she's a teacher, I think. So now I've updated what Sophia was. So we have that. And then these are other things, so then I'll be a plot, a setting, and a reference. I don't have that information yet because I haven't started thinking about that stuff, so that will be here. The setting, I guess, because it is a story world, it kind of all would be the same. So I got to keep all of this setting information for the next book when I change things up. Then a reference, which as much as I actually want to have all the reference information, I'm going to have to condense what I have in the ring binder, because this is a 1.5 I think inch disc, and I might have to bump it up, but we'll see. But I want to put some reference information and then have that. So then the morgue, so this was kind of the notes from that video that I watched. So the morgue is then, I'm just putting everything else. This is like a note section. So I got some craft books, ones that I'm reading / want to read, right? There's a lot going on, lots of great authors that provide advice. And then write some other kind of random notes and all of that stuff. And then I got some fill paper back here. So that then is my writing planner, notebook. Got my story, my main personal planner, and that's all what I have to show in detail, and hopefully I will eventually get my daily planner set up. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed my mid-year planner lineup, and until next time, bye!